Hello Virgo gang, welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name is Annie. We are going to do your April monthly tarot reading here today. So this will include kind of the two categories. So the first one being like relationships, love, maybe romance. It may veer off into something with family or friends. And then the second half will do money, career, finances, financial health, things of that sort. So stick around for both if you're interested. Please come into the reading with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to learn something, to better yourself. And if the messages that come through don't resonate for you, push them aside, right? Don't take action on them. Assume they're going out to someone else this time who may need to hear them. But I do encourage you to check back in the future, maybe revisit this video at a later date, as sometimes tarot messages will make more sense in the future. That's how it works very often. So you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance, right? Energy check-in, seeing where things are at energetically in the coming few weeks or month. All right, so Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is especially for you, but of course anyone is welcome into this reading. Here we go. What's coming out? Little competition, little battling of the wills or the minds. Okay, this could be like a lover's quarrel. Let's see. And then the Queen of Coins. Interesting. Ooh, all right, Virgo. Let's see what's going on with that. So this may be a small tiff or a disagreement in a marriage contract, right? Especially my Queen of Coins is kind of like the wifey, mother, maternal type energy. It doesn't have to be, but I would say it's someone who's strongly resonates with feminine energy, even if you are masculine, right? That's totally possible, but maybe a little bit more nurturing, a little bit sensitive or receptive, or I don't know. Those are the words coming to mind here. So for some of you, there's already some kind of there's already a marriage contract, and there seems to be some sort of important decision. And with the Lover's card, that can be choices, options, decisions. That's kind of impacting the relationship, but it seems a little bit bombastic. It seems a little bit like people are really butting heads here. For a select few of you, it's possible that there could be third-party interference. Obviously that's not going to be for everyone, so don't get too wrapped up in it. If that hasn't already sort of been that feeling you have, it probably isn't third party, but I could see for one or two of you. The thing is, I don't think that's a secret though. I think that's an ongoing struggle of like, well, are you going to leave your wife or what? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's clear and it's out in the open. Like there's physical evidence of it with the Queen of Coins. It's not just this like fantasy or this idea or this intuition or this gut impulse we're going after. It's like, no, like you clearly have a wife because I've seen pictures of her. Like it's that type of thing. So just to put those at ease, I don't see this being secret right now. Let's see. So what is this fight about? What can I tell them? Again, there's a similar message. I say again because this has come up in someone else's reading. I believe it was Capricorns. There could be a family member who doesn't approve of some new romance or some new coupling that's happening in the family. There could be like a mother figure being like, well, I just don't like him and I don't know why you're dating him. There's definitely that type of vibe going on there. So it puts tension, right? It puts a wedge in some sort of relationship. I will say though, these people do look like they're quite in love. So on the off chance that there is a third party with someone who's already married, I'm not even sure how I feel about relaying this message, but if this is sort of I'm going to say a person involved in the marriage contract, and this is like the person outside of contract, but engaging with someone else, I'm just going to say it. They seem to be into it. So I guess my question would be, this person needs to make an important change to remove themselves from something that if they're not into it, then you're stringing both people along here, right? And it could certainly be a male energy. It doesn't have to, but like I almost see this male energy being more excited about sort of this, I hate to say mistress, but you understand what I mean. And please do remove gender from this because I don't necessarily think it has to be those types of gender roles. It could be same-sex couples. But yeah, and I mean, it makes sense, right? There's this freedom from this, contractual obligation, this responsibility, whatever it is, being the breadwinner, being the provider, or whatever comes with, being the head of a family or a co-partner or rulership of the family, right? It's like, this is freedom, this is bliss, this is joy. So then why is this person staying in it? Maybe they feel trapped, maybe they feel stuck. All right, so this argument is going to come to resolution. I actually do like that. The Five of Wands goes to the Six. You have to put a little bit of muscle into it. You have to put a little bit of effort. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to express yourself and not feel like you have to walk on eggshells or tiptoe around the subject. I think whoever or whatever is involved here, if you, express yourself authentically, and get your point across and try and understand where your person is coming from and explain where you're at. You don't need to tiptoe or hide your feelings. You need to express them and tell this person what you need very clearly. Again, there's leave no sense of mystery. Obviously, because Five of Wands can be a little bit like it's physical, right? It's wands. So again, I want to be very clear. I don't condone any type of, fighting, abuse, hitting. Absolutely not. If you're doing that, then, you need to see someone else other than a tarot reader, right? I don't condone any type of kind of violence or behavior in that sense. However, I feel like this is standing your ground rather. When someone's kind of pushing you into a corner, but no, we have to do it this way and just trust me. You're like, no, you've been telling me this for quite some time. And so what are you going to do about it? Because I know what I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean? There needs to be a very firm stance on what's happening here. For some of you, again, you need to set a boundary with an in-law or a parent who seems to be kind of trickling in with their opinions and ideas about your spouse or your partner. And it's just not wanted at this point. The thing is, something very positive, a success or a small win, a small victory comes from kind of duking it out. And again, I say that more in metaphor, not physically fighting, because again, I can't put that message out on my channel, right? But advocating for yourself, standing up for yourself, and trying to find resolution, right? Whether it's with the person you love or with someone who seems to be interfering, there needs to be some line drawn in the sand of how much you're willing to put on the line or how far you're willing to go with this. For some of you, I just see it as cease and desist. It's possible there could be an ex-husband or an ex-wife who is kind of infringing on something new. There might be control issues or possession or not wanting to let someone go. Again, it could be a parent-child dynamic of, the child is dating and the parents don't approve of it, yada, yada, yada. Anyway. Okay, so you have the Knight of Cups. So moving forward in the arena of love. For some of you, it's like you're just waiting for your person to kind of sign the final document, maybe with some sort of divorce or remove themselves from this person who seems to want total control over them. Yeah, for a lot of you, this has to do with a child. There could be manipulation coming through about alimony or child support, or almost in a very immature way, using the child to sort of pressure this person into doing something. Or what am I trying to say? It's like using the child as an excuse of why this person is demanding them back or trying to control them back. And obviously, if it is a split, a divorce, or, a split in the marriage, there might be a child involved there too. And with that, I will say be very careful, because whatever warring or conflict or battling that's happening, even though you think, it's behind closed doors, this child is very sensitive. This child is very receptive to what's going on. So I'm going to say it for everybody involved here. You need to do a better job of making sure that this child isn't witnessing all of this, because it's just not fair. This child, if there is a child involved, they didn't ask to be in this situation, right? They're only going off of what they know. I think this child is young enough where it's very much, I trust adults and what they tell me is the right thing to do. Not necessarily, not when you're dealing with an adult who's rather immature or likes to battle or needle people to manipulate them. Again, I don't know who you are in this, Virgo, and maybe you're once removed. Maybe this has to do with your fiance's family or whatever. But I am saying for a lot of you, there is a child involved sort of on the exterior, but they're far more in this than I think the adults realize. And this child's going to end up in therapy. And I say that, half joking, but half serious. And I shouldn't say joking, but I just feel bad. This child's caught in the middle of this warring between adults or family, and just they seem really scared and frightened and don't know what to do. And that's the type of thing where you're so impressionable as a child that they're going to grow up thinking, oh, well, it's normal for mom and dad to fight and hit each other and say terrible things. Can we just preserve the innocence here a little bit more? That just makes me really nervous. I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like that at all with the devil coming up. Ugh, that's uncomfortable energy. Yeah, you need to get the child out of there. I'm going to switch storylines because I know this is a little bit specific, but I actually think it's really important because this Five of Wands may very much indicate physical abuse going on. Again, what someone thinks is behind closed doors. To me, with the Devil and the Six of Swords, is like, get this kid the fuck out of there. Do not leave them alone in a room with any, I don't know, adults that you think are safe to trust. If you don't know this adult very, very well, you know, whatever, estranged family, cousins, aunts, uncles, nope, get that child out of there. Like, I'm going to say that because I don't like this energy. Especially, again, there's nothing wrong with this, but if there's a recent split or a divorce and, you know, Virgo, perhaps you're off in you know, the bliss of love and romance and, you know, the honeymoon phase of this new relationship, and you're leaving the child with a mother. Again, I'm not saying it's necessarily the mother. In fact, I don't really think it is, but I think there's a connection to, like, you know, the neighbor or whatever. I don't mean to do fear-based readings, but I'm very passionate about this because I can feel that this is avoidable, but there's some weird energy surrounding family drama going on. To be clear, I don't have an issue with this. This new couple, they seem to be into each other, but they seem to be letting other things be pushed to the back burner that are actually of the highest priority. Like, if you have children, I'm sorry, that's your priority. Yes, you can date and you can do fun things still, but, like, yeah, responsibility, like 1000%. And I'm not even going to associate it with a certain zodiac sign because I think the devil is just clearly the devil here. Literally things going on with the couple that they don't know about, but yeah, there's some weird physical stuff going on here. I don't like it. Sorry. Anyway, let's do a new storyline. I know, I'm sorry that was dark. I hope I didn't lose all of you, but I mean, how could I not relay that message? Because that seemed super important for someone to hear. And again, just, you can be cautious, but don't give in to fear, right? You know, it's not about walking away from these tarot readings being, oh my God, well, what's going on with my child? That's not what I mean. I mean, for most of you out there, if you're watching tarot, you probably have a pretty strong connection to your intuition as it is. So if you feel like something weird has been going on, but you're having trouble putting your finger on it, and that message maybe resonated, yeah, you need to dig deeper into that. You need to talk to your kid and ask them questions, right? You're the parent, you know what to do, but please don't push it to the back burner because it could even be something at school too. You may have a child who's being bullied at school or something maybe happening in that child's life where you're only marginally aware of it, but if it's not now, it's going to become a much larger issue. So again, motivation and power inspired, you know, energy that I'm picking up on, do something about it. It's Aries season, be action oriented. You may have to fight back and take control of the situation. It's not a good time to be passive right now. All right, here we go. Let me just like refresh my energy here because that felt deep. Give me a little rose quartz. that was heavy. All right, let's refocus our energy. Let's try and connect with a new group of Virgos. We'll do one more on relationship stuff. Let's try and focus on love and romance. Okay, here we go. Nine of Wands. Queen of Wands. Defending your friend. I am actually getting something very gender specific. Whatever gender you are, Virgo, you seem to have a really close female friend that you're having to defend them or stick up for them because their reputation may have been tarnished or their name might be being dragged through the mud. It could be, you know, mother, sister, coworker, daughter, potentially. Yeah, exactly. It's like you have to shut down the chitter chatter, the people who are speaking out of turn. There's a huge theme of confrontation here of like, shh, it's not your turn to speak. And like in a very powerful way, again, not saying you need to resort to anything like physical or violent. Please don't. But there is something kind of simmering in you this month where it brings out this very awesome, confident, powerful kind of warrior spirit in you. I really like that. And you're completely shutting this person down. And maybe verbally, I will say with the King of Swords, you may be like tearing someone a new, you know what, because you're just like, no, like you're putting a stop to someone talking a lot of shit. And I suppose it's possible, maybe it's about you, but even if you catch wind of it, you seem to be sticking up for yourself or silencing someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. Or even if they do, it's just like, I see it more as commenting or criticizing someone, and it's like, well, what the F are you doing then? Like, you have no place to be judging me. You haven't walked in my shoes, so like, don't talk about things you don't know about. There is a little bit of like petty energy coming from this King of Swords, and again, it could be male or female, but what's really cool here, I just take it symbolically, is like, he's had to hang his sword up. He's had to put his sword down because it's like, he's spoken out of turn and he knows it, or he or she, right? Yeah, this is very powerful. I see you shutting someone down. And again, maybe it's, if it's romantic, quote unquote romantic, you could be dealing with an ex who's really very hurt and acting out of turn because they miss you, or they're jealous of, your new dating prospect or whatever. But they're not handling themselves in a way. It's almost like they're not worthy of wearing that King of Swords title, because they're acting out of immaturity. They're not acting out of traditional King of Swords, logic and authenticity and what's good for everyone and the truth and whatever. Yeah, this person is like very critical, very, very critical. Yeah, because you may have some sort of new dating prospect coming in and this person is finding out on social media. Because here's the thing. I see some of you parading that news on social media or really celebrating it and shouting it from the rooftops. And I kind of get it, because some of you were in such like a dead-end relationship that there's like ultimate freedom of not having to like hide behind or feel stuck behind this wall or this door. Some of you are freed from a relationship. It could have been marriage, maybe. And it's like you've taken on this whole new vibe, this whole new powerful persona, this confidence, this more sexual, charismatic energy that it felt like you were lacking for a long time. Like you had to be on the defense or guarded, or you just couldn't relax and let your hair down and enjoy yourself. You seem to be making great strides in that area. So with that, there might be new prospects, or I'll say just relationships. It doesn't have to be sexual or romantic, though for a lot of you it will be. There seem to be new prospects arriving in your life and someone is not happy about it. This could also be it's funny, I am still getting interference from a parent. And the last one, it felt kind of like a maternal or a stepmom or what am I trying to say? A mother-in-law, and here it has a more masculine tone because of the swords. Empress. Yeah, so this could have been your ex, someone who you may again have a child with from another marriage. Some of you are choosing to pursue other options in your job or consider other offers, and this person is pissed about it because they don't want to lose you. Because in a sense, I think this person still finds you very, I'm hearing the word woo. You still woo them with your charms, or they find you very sensual and beautiful and charismatic. And don't get me wrong, I think you both have seen sort of the ugly side of each other, but it doesn't mean that whatever you've gone through has been stripped of all romance, at least in this person's eyes. I'm sort of getting the idea that you've moved on, you're over it, there really isn't any sentimentality there. But for some reason or another, this may be a connection that you sort of have to keep in touch with, and I'm not sure why. Again, maybe children are involved, maybe you guys work in the similar location. I don't know what it is. There could be joint assets or joint property that are factoring into this. So it's almost like you kind of have to maintain the peace, at least while contracts and, documents are still kind of in flux. Because again, if you're selling a house and it's joint property, then like you kind of have to interact with this person. Yes, something to do with land and property. But anyway, this person still sees you in some way, whether it's physically in person or online or I don't know, whatever it is, they jealous of you, because there's a part of them, this is a very unusual King of Swords reading, there's a part of them that's almost delusional and that they still think they can fix it and get you back. And again, feel free to reverse the roles, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. I'm getting more Virgo energy off of this, especially if you're cuspy with Leo. You're done. You're done with this person or this option. You're already pursuing other things that make you much happier. They're much more sensual and intimate. They're much more touchy, feely, emotional. And the thing is, I know some of you are going to like cringe when you hear that, but just you wait, because this seems like medicine compared to what you were dealing with before. This feels healthy. This feels like someone who genuinely cares. They may come on a little strong with Knight of Cups. It can be kind of the hopeless romantic, and I don't mean to, but I'm going to drown you in my love. So again, you can set healthy boundaries. There's nothing wrong with that. But compared to what you were getting before, this just seems like a breath of fresh air, so I get it, I think some of you are very eager and excited to pursue this, even casually. Maybe you're not looking for anything long-term. I'm just going to say it, Virgo, this could very much be like a rebound or a hookup or something, but, it's your life. I'm not here to judge. I don't know, if you're at all reliant on this person for money that they could choose to not pay you back. I don't necessarily mean like alimony or child support, because that's legalized, right? That's like the government is involved. But I would not put this person in a position where you are relying on them heavily, because they will resort to shady tactics. Something about their money gives them power, and in a sense, sometimes they feel like untouchable, like they can do anything and there's no consequence. That's not necessarily true, but I don't think I want you fighting that battle against this person, because they're just operating at a low vibe level. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, they need to focus on their healing work. Two very strong cards of Aquarius. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone out there. It certainly doesn't have to be, guys. Love my Aquarius gang. But yeah, you have two very strong cards of Aquarius for me as a reader. So if it's not that, it's just this person needs to focus on their energy. They need to realign to their spiritual path, because they're being petty, straight up petty. The Empress, in a lower vibration, because it's Venus energy, it can be kind of like male or female. It can be kind of like mean girl, petty energy. I'm just going to criticize because I lack confidence and I don't love myself, but I'm going to project it out on the world. And I feel bad for this person, because their vibe is so low. They're just distraught, but they're not using that energy in a good way. I would wish them health and happiness, but that's not your job anymore. It's like you were freed from that contract. You're out in the world and you seem to be kicking ass. And if you're not yet, this looks good for new prospects or entertaining some prospects that are maybe moving to the next level, right? The Knight of Cups, you may have gone on a few dates with this person. And some of you may, again, be choosing to date around and not necessarily look for long-term commitments. You might just be, plenty of fish in the sea, so let me go meet some people and enjoy them and see what's out there. Good for you. I think that's well-deserved at this point. The Lovers, again, yeah. There could be a Gemini involved, a Pisces, an Aries, a Sagittarius. I see you play in the field a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Be safe. Make sure you're not overdoing it. And by that, I mean, make sure you are not, I hate to say that because it sounds like I'm telling you what to do. I'm not coming from this from a conservative, like, only date one person at a time. Yeah, you can do that, but I mean, it's 2022. The dating apps are a thing, right? So let's just acknowledge that. What I mean by be careful is make sure that you are on the same page with these people in terms of what you're looking for. Because I do think it would be cruel to essentially start something up with this person who's putting, a lot of eggs in your basket, thinking like, that sounds kind of sexual, right? Putting a lot of eggs in your basket, like, oh my God, Virgo, I'm so excited. And you're like, oh, that one? Which one was he again? Like, do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean by be careful. It's the energy exchange that you have. Just make sure that you're being open and upfront with what you're looking for. And if you don't know, that's okay. But again, maybe suggest that, I definitely know what I'm not looking for, and it's X, Y, and Z. So that way you don't lead people on. Because, right, it sucks to be that person. I know you've been in that role before where maybe you got taken by someone, right? Maybe that's what this energy was and it's not what you thought it was. So again, just be considerate of others is all I'm trying to say. But by all means, go out, have fun. You may meet some sort of romantic prospect in a group of friends, or, if you go out for happy hour with coworkers or whatever this is. I see you being very social this month. Yeah, and okay, so here's the thing. Some of you are getting out of a very difficult relationship or a long-term contract, and you're like, I just want to play the field. I don't want to have to owe anybody anything or commit to anything. Like, I just want to have fun. I want to kick ass at work and enjoy my friend group and yada, yada, yada. Awesome. Love that energy. It's high vibe. What's funny, though, is you meet someone who is, like, all in with you. They're just like, oh, my God, I'm going to marry this woman. Or the opposite, right? Again, male, female. I'm going to marry this man. Same-sex couples included. It's funny. It's like when you're not looking for that long-term partner, that's sometimes when it comes in. Because something about you taking a very strong stance of no. Like, I respect myself too much to stay in this and sacrifice me and belittle and, stay in this energy that's very, like, belittling and doesn't respect or value me. When you start to, like, kind of raise your vibe and be like, no, I'm better than this. I don't owe anybody anything. Like, I'm just going to do me and make myself proud. That's when you connect with someone who's like, oh my God, just starry-eyed for you, right? Very interesting. I like this one quite a bit. And again, I'm not here to like try and endorse the idea of, oh yeah, he was a narcissist and blah, 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 blah. And like, let's not keep up the hate comments in the comments below. Like, I'm not into that. Like, I totally get this was a very disappointing energy in your life, but I think the stars reminding you, like, send them healing. In some way, shape, or form, this was a karmic. You could even call it a soulmate, but that's not typically how I look at, the idea of soulmates. But your soul's connected for some reason. So maybe it was a karmic lesson from the past. Maybe it was to get you to see something about yourself that you weren't able to see before. Maybe it had to go to some sort of extreme level of... I don't know, whatever transpired here, it was like a huge wake-up call for you to like pack up your shit and go, because you just, it was an ending that was drawn out far too long. Like, it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it's like something had to pump the brakes. We had to bring it to like a screeching halt. So hopefully this person, finds their divine path, but I don't see that being with you. And again, for some of you, that might be a reverse message. If you found yourself in a relationship where you were quite controlling, someone may be liberating themselves from that contract. All right. How are we doing for time? We're doing okay. All right. Money, career, finances. I see you celebrating with a Leo or collaborating in some sort of business contract with a Leo. It could be a short-term project. It could be an interview. Something with a Leo is coming in, and it's happy news. It's reason to celebrate, or at minimum, reason to get excited. Painters, artists, some sort of collaboration between people who would consider themselves artists. What is that about? 10 of Swords. Ugh, exhausted, burning the candle at both ends. Yeah, take better care of your body. Why are you showing me the, someone might be milking you financially. If you're providing financially for someone, I think it's saying you need to draw the line in the sand. Yeah, someone may be stealing money, and it might not just be from you. This could be at like a company, or I know this is such an extreme message. I'm just putting it out there. Like I'm literally hearing like embezzlement. So I'm not sure if it directly impacts you. This may even have to do with a coworker, or I don't know. There's sneaky stuff going on with money, but here's the thing. It's not going to last long. This person's going to get caught. So if you have any connection to this person, and I would cut all ties with them. And if this is you, I would stop, because you think you're slick, but you're not. I don't think that's most of you, but I don't know. There could be a male earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, doing some little bit of shady stuff with money. I don't love it. What is this person about to walk into? Judgment. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like they're going to get caught on camera. Like, there's no way out of this. It's like, it's been recognized, like what's going on. And not only that, it's almost like on the PA system, like it's being announced, and I'm literally getting like security alarms flashing, and like, oh my goodness. Some of you have an ex, I'm going to say this, particularly a ex-boyfriend, but again, not for everyone. Some of you have an ex-boyfriend who's just like, they know shady people, their friends have probably done some time, and for some reason, and I do think it's an ex, I don't think it's your current partner, they're getting pulled into some sort of like, yeah, man, like, come help us. And I know this sounds like a ridiculous movie plot, but like, oh my God, the whistleblowers are out. Like, there is going to be legal repercussions to this. And jail. Are you kidding me? Yeah, okay. Whatever that is, let me... I don't know. Can I get one more thing on this King of Pentacles? Are you stealing money from your boss? Are you falsifying records? Are you Are you not being accurate with timing or contracts or fudging numbers? Whatever that is. Oh my gosh, it literally has red flags all over it. All over it. Anything else I can tell Virgo about this King of Pentacles? This may have to do with your boss too. If you're in some new job and you don't know your boss very well, yeah, okay, there's going to be a replacement. Like upper management is changing because there's going to be some like scandal with money. Or again, this may have to do with an ex. If you're currently with a fire sign, you're probably in the clear, but I don't know what this is. It's very strong masculine energy, but I also think this is saying distance yourself because like metaphorically, but almost literally, like King of Wands and Earth, it's like you're going to get burned. Like this is going to set a flame. This could, if you are a business associate, and I'm almost getting the idea of these guys have equal status, right? If you co-own a business or you're in something with your friend or you're a leader of a project with someone else, again, some of you aren't going to be able to cut ties because it's not necessarily by choice that you're working with this person. But yeah, I just keep want to say like distance yourself. I would like pull out of that slowly if you can. That is such a bizarre message. I rarely get messages like that, but hey, what's going on between them? What's going on here? Yeah, there's going to be a falling out and and legal repercussions. The sword of truth is coming down. Law and order will be restored here, but yeah, there's going to be a severing or a split no matter what. Someone who's high up on the horse and probably either making a lot of money or stealing a lot of money, they're gone. They're gone. Moving on. Virgo, you have the juiciest readings this week. I don't even know what's going on. All right, let's talk more about money. Seriously, I feel like this is like an episode of Jerry Springer. You're having all the wild and out readings. You got drama in your life though. Oh my gosh. Like I'm not necessarily saying it's you or that you're choosing to participate in it, but like your external life, there's a lot of people coming through and there's just a lot of drama. So do your best to just, do you this month, go out hiking or, do your little needle point or whatever it is that, gives you energy and makes you happy. I would be careful. Not careful, that's not the right word, but I see you having huge outlets for social opportunities, but be discerning. That's a good word for it because not all of those connections are going to serve you well. Anyway, money. What's money looking like this month for Virgo? Oh my God, really? With the Three of Swords reversed? Oh, they're all in reverse. Again, 10 of Swords, the 7 of Coins, and the 10 of Cups. Is anyone still out there? Throw one on these. So, does anyone do, what do you call it, like acupuncture? If you're an if you are an acupuncturist, I see this going very well for you. If you're not an acupuncturist, I have questions. If there's a career in healing or the medical field, the thing is, with 7 of Coins, though, it's like, you're like, I don't know if the money's there. It's like my heart is in it. I love doing this, but I don't know if the money's there. I don't know. 10 of Swords, there's some buildup of a recent disappointment that is slowly becoming a reality. Some of you may choose to part ways with a company or a job or find a different stream of income or let's just see. Some of you are new and it's bothering you that you don't know anybody at your workplace. Like you feel like the odd man out. It's even if you don't consider yourself a social butterfly, like we all want to have that connection, right? Some of you feel like the outsider, or you just feel very like, oh, it's like, it's actually kind of making me like sad. Like it's touching my heart. It's like, does anyone want to be my friend? Like, but like full-fledged adult, which, that just breaks my heart. Oh, let's see. And so here's the thing. This sounds like such a harsh message, and I'm sorry. I have to be honest. You're not going to be at that job very long anyway. So I wouldn't take it to heart that like you don't have best friends at your current job, because some of you are going to leave anyway to pursue something so much better, so much better. In fact, some of you're going to be moving, and so you will have to leave that job because there's some sort of a move, a different location that I don't know if it's a good opportunity or something that you just have to do because, shit happens. What is that? Oh, yeah, no, you have another opportunity that calls you away. You have 10 of Cups coming through twice. So if anyone's still with me, if you haven't given up hope, you're going through a bit of a tricky period, but it gets so much better. What pulls you out of this tricky or difficult or disappointing, debilitating, however you want to say it, experience, you get called away by something that's like, oh my God, yes, like fantasy dream coming true. Okay, because a friend comes through for you. A friend ends up hooking you up with a new opportunity or giving your name to someone or bringing you on board with their company. I know this is quite literal, but it could even have been somebody who was a bridesmaid. Recently, I'll say it that way, it may not have even been in your wedding, but something about a bridesmaid is coming through, obviously, with the depiction here. Yeah, you may have a friend who's starting their business and they want to bring you on board. And you may have hesitation because you feel like a fish out of water. You're like, I don't know how to do this. And they're just like, come on, come with me. I got this idea. It's a friend or someone from your past, possibly a sibling, but I don't get that as strongly. It has to do with a friend in your life. It could even be an aunt. For some of you, it's like an aunt or a cousin or something. 7 of Cups. Yeah, don't let fear stop you. Obviously, money needs to be a priority in how much you're getting paid, but make sure you're going off of, as much as you can, factual, tangible evidence with the 7 of Coins versus, oh my God, like it could be so good, or, I imagine this, or my fantasy is that. There's just something more real and practical about this versus you may have gone on board with something, whatever this was, that ended up being a disappointment because you didn't fact check and I don't mean to come down on you. There's no judgment or, I'm not trying to be up on my high horse here, but it's like so not Virgo, like you didn't like cross the T's and dot the I's. There was something about this where the vision of it, the idea of it was so good, but in reality you were like, oh hell no, I don't like this at all. Like, get me out of here. You will. Again, don't just, sit on your butt and hope for the universe to come rescue you. Though I will say eclipse season is coming up and that is sort of, eclipse season is the time of year where just unexpected life changes occur that really push us towards our destiny. So that's what this could be. There could be a total reversal of fortune. And again, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, which I really love this energy. There could be something that it's like a dark horse. You don't see it coming. It's the dark horse in the race. But be an active participant in your life. If you're in a scenario that's bringing you down and blocking your energy and making you feel kind of meh, again, go out in the sunlight, get grounded, do something that makes your heart happy, do something for you, whatever, dance to your favorite song, get a massage, whatever you Virgos like to do, go play on the sports team with your friend or whatever. Make sure you are showing the universe that you're not just going to sulk and sit in this negative energy. Show the universe you're willing to take the steps to try and get back on track or to seek out different avenues for employment or income or whatever this is. Because there's a dark horse in the race and for most of you, it comes in the form of your best friend and they help you out. There's much more money to be made in the future, but you might be going through like a chapter where it's just okay. The 7 of Coins says there's money here, but we're questioning, is it enough? What am I having to sacrifice of myself just to pay the bills and pay the rent? Like, can I do better? I would say yes, absolutely. But I'm also being, a realist. This isn't a snap my fingers Cinderella story. It changes overnight. I will say something big and unexpected comes through, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's just going to be handed to you. You're going to have to put in some effort to get there, but let's talk about that. Like, that's a really good point to raise, is where are the wands, right? When I'm looking at cards and we have cups, we have some swords, we have some pentacles, where's the action? Who's taking action here? The answer is you, Virgo. You need to take action, but that's sort of what I mean. It's like you're still figuring out what move to make, and that may take some time. You may have to sort through some of these obstacles or problems or negative thoughts to sort of come to some sort of epiphany or reality, or to formulate a game plan on how to get out of this. Maybe it's a slow process. We can't always just act on impulse and leave a job overnight because we don't like it. I get that. I've done that so many times, you guys, and regretted it, right? But we're all on our own spiritual path. We have to learn those difficult lessons in life. So sometimes you guys are going to endure it a little bit more. I will say, please, 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 just don't sacrifice your health in the process. Your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. Seek outlets and avenues, friends, especially friends, cousins, aunts, uncles, who lift your spirits, who are your cheerleaders and supporters, who you can just kind of completely unwind at the end of the day and let your hair down and be your authentic self. And someone who may offer you some really great emotional support and guidance, right? New food for thought, that type of thing. Some of you, if you're considering going back to school or paying a certain amount of money to get a degree or a certificate, again, general readings, but my advice to you is wait a little bit longer. When the money is there or when the money is better. And for some of you, I think that might be in relationship to, I have to get out of this job, but I need to get that degree in order to, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying don't do it, please don't misunderstand. I'm saying there's a reason why you're being asked to wait. That might be a few weeks, that might be a few months, but sit on that for a minute. Why do you think the universe might be saying I'm not saying no, I'm just saying not quite yet, not now. And I don't really know why, that's just a message I'm getting. Because you might change your mind. There might be some other avenue or opportunity that comes through where you'll be glad you didn't spend, the $10,000 on whatever that course was or whatever, because you didn't need it in the first place. It's almost like you get access through some side door that comes through. So rather than having to go about it the traditional way, something expedites the process where there is a gift, there is a blessing that comes out of this for you. It's just, it's not tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? But seriously, eclipse season, that makes sense too. Taurus is the sign that we're having this eclipse in, which is a fellow earth sign, right? So, if you have strong Virgos in your chart, if you have planets in Virgo, there's something, it makes a trining aspect. The three earth signs is trine each other, right? That's sort of what we say. It's like a blessing. It's a connectivity. Something about that, it's fortuitous. It's kind of magical. It might be slightly unexpected or very different from what you've done before. I would say hang in there and be good to your health, right? Be good to yourself. Queen of Swords, you're going to know when the right time is to pull the cord, to pull the ripcord, or to cut it, or to make some sort of important decision, to sign on the dotted line, to start some new contract or endeavor. There will be no fear in your heart. You will know it to be true, because when this opportunity comes along and this person is like, so are you in? You're going to be feeling 10 of Cups. You're going to be like, yes, absolutely. Do I want to do this with you? Abso-freaking-lutely. There won't be this, oh God, well, how do I? And I'm not sure. I will say this is the cutest card ever. But with that, because it is the Fool and the way it's presenting here, you get yourself into some situation or are currently in one where there was just a little bit of naivete. I hope that's the right phrase to use. But it's you were a little bit, wet behind the ears, or what are all these old-timey expressions? You were a little bit out of your league. And good for you for trying it, but with that there came some lessons of, okay, I'm not quite ready for that, or I'm not quite where I thought I was, or I don't quite have the skills that they require. So you know what? It's okay. You get to start fresh with the Fool card, but I would encourage you guys to don't feel like you're going to be stuck in this forever, because you're not. The only constant in life is change. You bet your butt. There could be important talks with a Libra, or some sort of project that's very aesthetically driven. It could be that you're brought on board for marketing or one-on-one kind of conversations with clients, but it's they chose you to charm them and swoon them and bring them in and yes, get their money. But to be fair, it's not anything icky or gross, but you're brought in for this Venus, let's relate. Let's talk about things. I don't know. There's kind of this Venus energy that I'm picking up on. So it could even be something like beauty, fashion industry, makeup, cosmetic driven. It could be that. It could be something with artistic design or event and catering and food displays. And I don't know, something very Venus by nature. You could be working with groups of women, specifically targeting clients who are women, empowering women, something like that. All right, Virgo, that's what I got for you this month. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon for more tarot. Bye.